you can take it to market will be discussed today. Of course, when you're creating an IP, you are doing it for a reason. Either you want to keep it to yourself, so protection is important. And if you want to take it to the world, a market is important. So to explore that, today we have with us experts who are already working towards taking IPs to the world. We have Mr. Young Kyon Young. For over a decade, ACE Fair showcased comprehensive content exhibition in the fields such as broadcasting, audiovisual, animation, character gaming, and eloquent. So today we welcome Mr. Yang Kyon Yong to Vidyadaan platform. Mr. Yang, you're most welcome here. And with Mr. Young, we have Mr. Vineet Raj Kapoor. Yes, he's joining us again after the industry panel of Vidyadaan Virtual Carnival. Over 30 years of experience of corporate training, academics, and he's been a mentor to many experts. So we can call him a super guru. His expertise has been recognized as a top-rated mentor for first and third prize-winning teams at first ever Smart India Hackathon. Hardware robotics. He is currently jury at Serious Play Awards, United States, a judge at Wharton QS Awards, UK, city coordinator for ASIFA, and leads the Indian AVGC delegation to ACE Fair, Guangzhou, South Korea every year. Of course, he's an eminent guru with Vidyadaan initiative of MESC as well. To join our experts, we have Mr. Bikramjit Singh. He's the founder and he's been working with the virtual soft and skills for a long time. So he has been a mentor with Skill School in 2003 to 2005, project manager with Virtual Soft Technologies from 2006 to 2010. He is expert in web and user interface design, successfully delivered 100 plus projects online and offline in technologies, and he is representing us to Korea, South Korea at the ACE Fair. So we welcome you all on Vidyadaan platform. I hope you're having a very good evening, and I request you all to join us. Welcome, Mr. Kapoor, Mr. Young, Mr. Singh. We welcome you to Vidyadaan platform.
Very good evening.
Hi, good evening.
So when we talk about intellectual property, it's a huge term. It can be a design, it can be a logo, it can be a creative animation series, and what all, because you all are the experts and I am just learning. So to start with, I would like to know, what is intellectual property in your definition, and how the market is responding to when we talk about Indians going to overseas market for intellectual property. Mr. Kapoor, if you can please answer this, and then we'll move to Mr. Young and talk about the international market.
Sure. Basically, internationally, intellectual property is known as your cartoon or your character. It is also your ringtones that you make. There are companies that make ringtones, so that is also intellectual property. It could be a comic book. It could be an animation series or animation film. It could be a live film or web series. It could also be a game. It is also sometimes a mixed reality kind of a thing where people are mixing machines with technology and offering games or training experiences. So a lot of things come under intellectual property. And I think the biggest advantage today is that Mr. Yun Kyung Young himself has joined us so that he'll be able to explain about the excellent opportunity that comes subsidized by the Korean government in in connecting with international buyers. So I think that is a wonderful platform, and Korea and India are always been very close.
Yes.
So it makes it very good. Right. I think. Unless Mr. Bikram wants to put in something.
No, I was just trying to add,
Okay, great.
it could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
any
please.
character even.
Right, right, right.
Okay, then I'd like to explain our ACE fair briefly.
Yes.
Actually, I'm Gonan Yoon, and I work for ACE fair secretariat as the marketing the manager. So I'm so honored to participate in this webinar on behalf of ACE fair secretariat. Actually, I wanted to show the presentation. So
And you have all the rights to do that.
Yeah.
yeah, hold a second.
Sure.
Okay, it doesn't work. I'm so sorry. So I just explain. ACE Fair, it the host by the the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism of Korea in Gwangju Metropolitan City. So will be held on November 5th to 20th. So with the subject of the AI 5G open the new content world. So it the uh, the range of exhibition is very wide. So yeah, accordingly, including the diverse the range of the IP. So such as the broadcasting program and uh, the visual audio and game and characters and comics. Yeah, it contains our fair contains all about the IP and license. So it has been offline event, but so many excellent Indian buyers or the exhibitors participate in a fair in person through the virtual support, virtual
Yeah, virtual shop. Right.
soft, yeah. But however, it is impossible to go abroad due to COVID-19. So we prepared online visa matching platform in our the website. So uh, actually, uh, the when the company and the seller and buyers to participate in a fair, that's got a lot of the benefit from our event. First of all, the, the busy matching and business meeting and the promotion effect and they can they share uh, the information, new information about the content and IP the market. So uh, I just want to talk about what's benefit you've got when you participate in ACE Fair. I wanted to show the presentation data, but I'm, it doesn't work. So actually, the exhibitors, if we pay for the online fee, the USD dollar, the $300, you can use online market and then um, we provide the pre-busy matching service and then online meeting and the global OTT forum and IR pitching. Yeah, you can have an opportunity to participate in the IR pitching. So actually, when it comes to exhibitors, you just upload representative or promotional works in our website, and then buyers the screening their own contents and if they are willing to have a business meeting with them, that they can uh,
Uh,
request them in person. Yeah.
Kion, just a second. Uh, if you click the green share screen button, you will be able to say, have you got the document open? Then you can click the share screen button and select the document. Then you'll be able to show it. Yeah, wonderful.
Yes.
Just select the document and that's it. So it will be easier for you to explain.
Okay.
You'll have to select from the documents that are open on your computer. You
You
have to
can see
first
my
open the document and
you can see.
yeah, we can see your screen, but we are not able to see any document so far.
Okay.
I'm getting excited to see the document now.
Yes. Please wait for a second.
Is
It's
it
so
a PD?
interesting how different governments, different countries are collaborating and doing such events where people can discuss about their IPs. And yes, now we can see your screen.
Wonderful, beautiful.
You can see my screen right now.
Yes. If you
Yeah,
Yes,
go
yes.
yeah,
next one.
yeah. The PDF is there, right? Perfect. Right. Now it will be good.
Okay, see.
So the Adobe Reader, I don't know what
Crashing.
it
It's
wants to do
crashing
something
somehow.
before. Yeah. Now you can start.
Yeah. That's the benefit. Uh,
Hmm.
what happened?
Technology doesn't favor you when you need it the most.
Yeah. I, I think yeah. It's going. Yeah, it's good. You can
Okay.
explain. I think it's perfect. Yeah. If
Yes.
that Adobe thing comes, just push it to the corner. Just push it. Don't close it. I think this is causing a
No,
problem.
but then it
Push
will
it to the
not.
corner. Just push it to the corner. Don't close that.
Just drag the pop-up to the corner.
Adobe Reader is giving a problem, so don't click or anything. Just take it to the corner and let it continue. Whatever it is. No, this is fine. You just continue. You give the presentation. Don't worry about the Adobe thing.
I don't know why.
No, no, this is fine. Don't close it. Don't close that. When it comes, that pop-up comes, just take it to the side. Do not
Yeah.
close
Okay.
it. Do not close it.
Okay. I see.
Closing it is closing your presentation. Yeah, you start your presentation. Don't worry about that one.
Yes. So as you can see, oh
Okay,
my.
Keon, what you can do is give me the same
Yeah,
PDF in the
we
group,
we
and
can
I'll relay it.
yeah we can share it.
Okay. I see. Then
Just share it.
I will share
I hope
the
it's
Yeah,
not
draft.
in the Korean language.
right.
Please.
So, in the meantime, let's know a little bit more about ACE Fair and how important it is to take your IP to the market to make your country proud. Like when you sell it, when you get, like, Vinitsa, would you like to
Mhm.
elaborate a bit,
Yeah,
little bit about taking your IP to overseas market?
right. It is a very important question that you have asked, and I have a huge passion to do that. That's why I've been pushing a lot of Indians. See, especially when say a group of four students make a game. after that they're not sure what to do. Or if they make a small animation, they don't know what to do except for sending it to festivals. That is where organizations like Asphere come in. See, for a very little cost, they're able to uh, showcase to probable buyers. So otherwise, you will not even know who the buyers are. So when you go to a marketplace with your IP, uh, there are already buyers there for your kind of content. So if you say, I have got say PUBG like game. Now PUBG is a Korean game, by the way. Recently, it has been highly publicized as a Chinese game. It's not a Chinese game; it's a Korean invention. So when you uh, go there with your game, and based on the genre of your game, people will approach you directly because you would have already published your game's screenshots in the directory given by Ace. So when you publish it, people will look at those and will show interest and will fix meetings with you. Similarly, if you want to meet any particular game company, you can also request a meeting. Right now, the advantage is that otherwise, Indian content producers have been trying to get all their investment back from India, which is not the way how world works. If you make a film, for example, a 1,000 crore Bahubali, why do you need to get all the money back from India? You can plan to get say 500 crores or 400 crores from overseas, and then only 600 has to be recovered. So it makes your task much easier. So that is what you asked about the importance of going overseas with your work, right? So Bikram has started sharing the screen, right?
I hope everyone can see that.
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay.
Okay, Kian.
Kian, to guide me which page I have to open. I'll
Okay.
move accordingly.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Let's move on the next page.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Next page. Yeah. You can
I
check
hope
the. Yeah.
everybody has seen regarding the organizers of the ACE Fair.
Yeah. Right.
The
It's
host, yes,
yeah.
the host is
Yeah.
the
Hosted by
ministry itself of the South Korean government.
yeah. It has been the 15 years and it is well known to the Korea as a the content fair.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you can check the scales, more than the 410 exhibitors and the 660 booths and from the 32 countries come to our fair.
Hmm.
And then there are a lot of the, government officials that participate in our ACE fair, and then as a co-organizer, they work. Okay, then and then you can check the certification, the last one. We got the three, yeah, international certification.
Yes,
Okay.
just a second. Those who have connected late, I'll like to just revise that
Yeah.
these are the genres in which ACE Fair, or
Right.
you can your company can participate into this.
Yes,
So
Yeah.
it is
one
broadcast,
important
audiovisual, game, animation, character, VR,
Yeah.
AR. It could be any type of
in the
content licensing.
Yeah.
one
Right.
important aspect was edutainment, which means somebody like Byju's, Unacademy, all of these Vedantu, these new age like content makers, they have a world market. They are doing excellent content. I really want that they should go abroad. I've been talking to Byju's, trying to convince them to actually do go abroad because there are a lot of, in fact, Korean, Chinese, everybody will take our content. This is very good. Yeah,
Hmm.
carry on, please.
Yes. So, we provide the online business matching, the pre-schedule system, and the business meeting, and the promotional things, promoting, and then we to provide a massive database, and then we can to provide the follow-up service. So after the event, we manage all of them. And next page.
Sorry, Kian. I have been a sphere coordinator since past 4 years. Like to add over here is that this is the first time they are going it online due to the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
Uh, Originally it held used to held as offline. I mean, so they have a
Yes,
large space
yeah, it
for the
has been
fair.
yeah event.
Even
So
I'll get to add, even this year, for all Korean companies, it is offline even. So they will be there sitting in the stall.
Hmm.
yes,
Only the
For
international buyers and sellers are going to be online. But
yes,
the
So in a way,
event is going to take place in the same site.
it's a
yeah,
offline online mix
Yeah, mix.
event.
yeah, yeah. It is yeah the same scale, but um, approximately it is the same scale. The compared to the last event, but in this time that there are has a little difference compared to the last event. Um, as I already said, it is impossible to go abroad due to COVID-19. So we the prepared make the preparation for the seller and buyer. So we to make our own online busy matching platform in our website. So you can register in our website and you can use. And then if you need a certain, the registration guide or busy matching guide, then you can get those kind of the information through Virtualsoft. Yeah.
Right. Thanks. I think Bikram will be
so
able
we
to
will
help
be happy
with
to
that.
help.
Okay. And then next page, I will, yeah,
This one.
yeah, this one. So this is the online fee, and as I already explained, the US dollars, 300 US dollars. It contains online market and online pre-business matching and online meeting, global OTT forum, and IR pitching. Those kind of service you can get uh, if you pay for $300. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So I will explain the more detail uh, about the online market. Um, actually, um, last event we just have a business meeting, the face to face, but it is impossible for now. So we make these kind of online market the platform. So you just the click. I mean, those kind of contents are categorized in the left side, like the left side. So you can choose the which category you want. Then you
Uh,
like
for
yeah,
example, somebody wants to is looking for gaming,
yeah,
so
gaming or
particularly go into the gaming genre.
animation, characters, all
Hmm.
kind of contents it has. So
So it has been
uh,
properly categorized.
yeah, yeah. So the so many the companies upload their own representative contents in our website for now. So the form is like a right side of the screen, the product name and the product video image and the product information they write down the
Okay.
form
This
by
one. Hmm.
themselves. Yeah, right. And then next page. And then actually we to provide the buyer list and the contents list. So uh, you can the make the busy matching, and then if you can't find the certain buyer or exhibitors, then we can put the recommend for you, because when you register in our website, you should you should write down your own information. So based on that information, we the recommend for you which company is the very match with you, something like that. And then we provide interpreters. Actually, um,
Yeah, that is a very
yeah,
important aspect.
yeah,
Yes,
right.
sir.
So last event we just provide individual interpreter to each of company. But for now, the whole schedule, I mean, the busy meeting schedule is made. Then we share the timetable with interpreter, and then I mean, I distribute the each of meeting schedule to interpreter, the following the time schedule. Anyway, then interpreter is like a moderator between buyer and seller. So, and they will remind you the meeting schedule again during
Hmm.
the A-sphere period. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it is the good for you. So interpreter, it is not only interpreter but also the moderator. Yeah, moderator.
Moderator. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah, in next page. So this is the OTT forum. Uh, like uh,
Uh,
yeah, it
these
is
are the
kind of
buying and selling companies.
yeah. It is the annually the event
Mhm.
in Israel. So we would like to explore the current status and the strategies of the major, I mean, national local OTT industries. So examine the impact of the growth of the OTT industry on the content industry. So, you know, um, the rapid of growth of OTT industry due to recent spread of the COVID-19. So many people, uh, you know, stay in their home. So they usually use the OTT platform. So we just talk about the global OTT industry. So uh, of course, the content we content producer to participate in our fair. So so many the famous yeah OTT platform company to participate in this forum. So it is I think the
So these
meaningful for this
forums
time.
can be attended by anybody who's interested in OTT platforms.
So it can be
Yeah,
attended by individuals and organizations.
Right, right.
yeah,
All those who are part of HCL will be able to
yeah,
learn, gain knowledge about OTT platforms and what they're doing, and then
yeah,
connect them with them.
yeah, right. And next page.
Next is looking very interesting.
Yeah, it is the IR pitching. As you can see, overseas OTT like Tencent, yeah, IT, Migu, Youku, and the Korean Broadcasting Company and Korean the VC Group, Venture Group, yeah, participate in this fair. And then Korean domestic OTT, it is so famous in Korea. Yeah. So uh, actually uh, when it comes to IR pitching, there is evaluation steps. So I mean, it is just the providing the opportunity of the participation. So if you need, um, more information, then please contact me through the virtual soft. Yeah, then you can IR pitching in front of those kind of yeah venture company and
Okay. These are all kind of not buyers or whatever. They are basically like
for seller.
yeah, for sellers to contact them so that their content can be shown in Korea or whatever country this OTT platform is.
Yeah, but
Viniji, your voice is very less.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
Now is it fine? It's
Yes,
good.
absolutely.
yes. Okay. Anyway, I thank you for you know the
Hmm.
inviting me, and thank you so
Okay.
much. Yeah.
Well, it has
And
been a pleasure, and I would like to thank Yun from VirtualSoft as well as from MESC and NSDC that Yun has taken time out today in the evening. It's Korea is 3.5 hours late from us, so he's taken his evening time out for us and to guide all of the people who are watching. So please uh, We all of us thank him. With a show of hands, at least I can thank him.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr.
Yes,
Young,
sure.
for being here and giving us information about ASphere. We are really excited to know more about events and how IP is shared or sell and purchase, and the business happens in events like this. We're really excited to know more about these IP related questions that we have experts here already. So we are not going to leave them, although I understand Mr. Young needs to leave early as he is in a different time
Yeah,
zone.
I know.
Thank you so much, Mr. Young, for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, Vineet, sir, as I know you for quite a long time now, and we have been talking about IPs and animation series and so our animators in India, they
Yes.
are all creative. Like
Right.
creativity is in the blood of Indians. We all Indians are
Hmm.
creative in one or the other way. And animation
Okay.
and designing gives you all the wings to showcase your
Hmm.
creativity. How you have
Right.
seen the IP creation being done in India, or like what's the progress you have seen in past years?
Okay. It's a very appropriate question for this audience because last year we saw the rise of Indian animation across the globe on OTT platforms. We never saw the rise in animation films or web series from India. But in OTT platform, India became the number one property, Mighty Little Bheem. Thanks to Rajiv Kileka, we should give him a great round of applause for doing this because that has opened the Indian market for everybody. So with that, the problem is that somehow we are focusing to make content only for India. One, that is an issue. We should always look at the global market while designing the story. I'm not saying writing the story, designing the story. Second, our students are a little afraid because they are looking at job market. Students is the best time that they should come out with concepts and pitch them before they look for jobs. Students should approach the international market. It's not costly. Suppose look at $300. With four students together is $75 each. It's just $4,000 rupees each that they pitch in just to showcase their work to the market, and they make a find an investment. They have to take those risks. Typically, Indian students are not very confident about their work. I'm not sure why, because they're doing good work. They're pitching their work at awards. Somehow, maybe the people who guide them are guiding them for awards because awards are a happiness for maybe the institution which sees them. But that is not the aim. The aim is never the award. Award is nothing. Main thing is, if your content is good, you may find somebody who's investing into it. They will send you crores of rupees to make that. So that is very important. And last year we were so happy. There was this young boy called Rishi Raj who
Hmm.
came to Asphere. He had just made a game, just started out small company, 5 7 people. So he invested $1,200, nothing. I want to look at the market. So he came all the way. And then a very surprising thing happened because when we reached there, so I met another little girl with him. I said, "Who's this?" He said, "He's my sister. I wanted her also to get the exposure." That is the spirit. So we are very sure because I never started so early. That is why I am insisting on this very much. I maybe tried this out 15 years later than Rishi Raj. So Rishi Raj is 15 years ahead of me. He will do wonder. And similar people. So he was able to meet people like Arjun from Lakshadweep. He could connect with this game. He can go to them and make sense. So even within India to India sales can also be made. But more than that, meeting other people from say Korea, China, and Japan, and so many other countries, and being able to sell to them, or even understanding what they need, so the next year you return with a better rent.
Yes, I'd like to
Yes,
add here.
Vikram.
I would say there is dual networking over here, foreign as well as internal Indian also. So companies across the world. They are connecting to us, but then we are also connecting to the companies inside India itself,
Okay.
probably to work together, or probably to make things better and bigger.
So, in a way, like Mr. Singh said, networking is very important. And
Right.
somehow,
Right.
this corona has given a blessing that even at
Right.
staying far away, you can connect. So, this social
Yeah.
distancing has become distant socializing now.
Right. It will
Three
never
of us
be
and four of us
equivalent.
are sitting at a
Uh,
different place, and we are interacting, and people watching us and listening to you. So guys, you all are allowed to send in questions related to your IP creation, your any question about IP taking to the market, how you can improve on your things, about the rights, and about the patents as well. Any question for our experts, you can send it in the Q&A section. So to start with, another question. Now we have spoken about how you see the difference in the students, and of course every demography would have a significant difference. Like in
right.
India, even in India, every 100 kilometers you'll see the difference. So
Right.
how do you think, when from a student's point of view, like as a student, as you have been
Right.
an academician for
Right.
2 years or 3 years of their education, when they are studying and they are creating something,
Right.
can they get it patent, and can they get a trademark of it? And
Okay.
if I'm creating something, is it mine?
Anything that you create is yours. You do not need to take a patent, because if you launch something on an OTT platform or on TV, it already belongs to you. Sometimes students try too hard to protect their work. It wastes a lot of time, because out of 10 works, only one will click. So first is to approach somebody to buy it, right? As long as their work is not copied from somebody, they retain the full rights of it. That will not be an issue. In fact, Korea is a very interesting market also. I would bring out that point. Unlike the Western people, in fact, unlike the way the students are taught in colleges, that first you see the story, then you design the character, right? Usually, this is how it is taught. Whereas Korea and Japan are exactly opposite. First, you create a character that you imagine. Now, imagine what happens with him, and that is how you get the story. So, by going there, you learn new ways of thinking. So, there are Korean companies who just create a character, and that's it. They don't make movies. You just sell the character. So, if so that's why their characters are always designed for sale. So, they have a better hold on designing characters. So, they want their characters to be fluffy so that their pillows can be made out of it. Whereas in India, we have designed the character and then we think how to make a pillow out of it. Right? Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
So that's why merchandise is much more popular in Japan and Korea, because they start from the merchandise and then go to make film.
Okay, great. That's
So
a like the other way around.
right. So that's why although this time we are going to have online meetings, but next time whenever they get the opportunity to travel, I think students should travel. As long as they're able to afford that little expense, it is worth it. And sometimes a lot of Indian companies directly go to MIPCOM, France, or Cannes, where you have a huge expense. So this can be a very good eye opener before that, a precursor before going out to Cannes or MIPCOM. So a small pair at a cost less than India and international exposure, I think nothing can be put together better, because more than 60-70% of the cost is borne by the Korean government.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
time, especially, I'm expecting a lot of students to pitch their work, because the cost is so less, and it will never be so less. I'm very sure. Next year onward, yeah, I can show some experiences later on in this talk about what happens when you go. What do you see and
Yeah,
right?
sure. That will be interesting. So
Yeah.
before we share the experience, I would like to know it from Bikram sir. So, Mr. Singh, tell me, how do you see things like Vineet ji mentioned about the copying of your content, the how security, how you keeping your content secure, is it, how important is it? Say if I'm a student and a similar student from some other state creates a similar design, how do you analyze who's the original?
The ideas can be had. I mean, two people can think of the same idea, but then I think the content licensing is the first part. I would say whoever thinks first is not the winner. Whoever registers first is the winner. So content licensing is one part. I would say people across the world come over here to East Fair to register their content so that nobody else could. I would say there could be other people thinking on the same term, but then whoever registers first, I would say, attains the copyright. So I
Of
think this
course,
is this is yes, sir.
copying happens at a scale. I'll put in a word on that. What happens is, I don't know, yesterday only, I forget who I was speaking to. So they say there's this board game company, it goes to international fairs, looks at all the games, takes a sample copy, comes to India and duplicates them. So things happen. But then those companies will never be on a huge scale. They'll only be at a very small scale, operating in 4 cities, and they will not be able to sell those games. Games need a lot of marketing. So if I'm say taking Korean content to India and trying to make board games out of it and sell to kids, now I am trying to help the original company because their character is not known in India. I am trying to help make the character known. So in any case, that copying thing doesn't work. So whenever, even if two people think of the same story, the characters will be different. So
I'll give
best is to go.
another very simple example. For example, you are making a video for one of your clients. You are using a particular music. You think it is copyright free, and you put it in your presentation. It can rotate, it can circle in the local market, but as soon as you put it on the internet, you'll be handed over with a notice that okay, you have used this music, which is not copyrighted and not royalty free. So uh, either you decommercialize your video. If you want to use it for commercial purposes, kindly pay us the royalty. So this is the very simple example of whatever Mr. Vineet has said.
Okay, so copywriting and
Yes,
registration is as important as getting your name registered, that yes, this is my name and this is my Aadhaar card.
Yeah,
absolutely.
actually, what happens is,
Identity.
even if you have not copyrighted, the simplest way is to email your work to yourself. So you will have a proof that work existed on such and such day, right? Or for example, if you're participating in Acer Korea, so your content will be published in their directory, printed directory. So that will be proof that your work existed on so and so date. Main thing is to be able to prove that which work existed first. So don't publish it online, but publish it privately by mailing it to yourself. That is the safest method.
Okay.
Nothing more is required. Not required to get into very complicated things at a student level.
So basically, your property, you need to protect it from any kind of identity theft by keeping
Correct.
it private. When
Yeah,
it goes
private.
on social media, it can be used by anyone.
Right. So,
Right.
but when you see what happens is, when I print something on social media, now the person who's copying it would need to prove that they had done it earlier,
Okay.
right? They will also, uh, maybe if there's a strong party, they will have a lawyer who will create all the required things. But you should have proofs even earlier to that. Because a lady I was guiding in France, she's a French lady, she was making this wonderful movie, and unfortunately, she shared it with somebody, and it reached a Hollywood actress. I won't tell the name. I know everything because she was consulting me throughout that entire incident. And unfortunately, what happened was she was sharing it privately with a German designer who shared it with the Hollywood actress. I said, do you have proofs of your work existing And did you talk to the Hollywood actress? She said, yes, she called me. That actress herself called her. She's a very famous actress, I must say. I said, did you tell her when the work existed? She said, yes. I said, that's the biggest blunder you made. Now that actress will make proofs available of that work her work having existed previous to that. You should not have told it till you are in a course. So these are small guidances that I think many students here listening here will benefit from that. Students and other uh, makers of animation will benefit from this because even if you have proofs, the time to show is not very early to your competitors. Keep those proofs with yourself by just mailing to themselves. Oh, okay. By just mailing that work to yourself. She never mailed the work to herself. She never saved any. She didn't even mail the work to me. She showed me on Skype. She was all throughout taking advice from me, but she was showing me in Skype. So her proofs didn't exist because Skype that data gets lost after a time. So those are things that are to take. Her character was stolen. Her story was stolen. Everything was stolen. And that movie actually came. That Hollywood movie came in one of the Decembers. If somebody understands that, they can track which movie I'm talking about.
People are getting curious, and I have a question from Dr. Shivam Gupta that what is the procedure to copyright a project?
Oh, see, there is a process to copyright, which is very simple. You have to ask your CA or copyright lawyer to do it. It takes just 10,000 rupees, and if you are an MSME, it takes 5,000 rupees to copyright. But the core issue, like again, I will say, you may not need to copyright unless it is really you are very impressed with your own work. Typically, mail it to yourself because you end up creating thousands of works. You can't copyright everything. So be very reasonable. Just by publishing your work or showing it to buyers, it will not get copied. Most of the good companies will never take away your work because they know only you can do justice with the work. So first is go attempt, do something. We get too much involved in the legal, trying to understand the legals as if we are never going to create good work. So not to wait, but try to share, try to sell your work. Selling your work is so tough. Copywriting is nothing, right? So go out and sell first.
So when we are talking about selling the IP, now we are not talking
Right.
about the job opportunity. We are talking about
Entrepreneurship.
entrepreneurship. Yes.
Right.
So media sector is 80% freelance and entrepreneurs and
Right.
20% employed people.
Hmm.
So when you can create why to work, like,
Right.
so
Oh,
with this thought, I think we'll get many questions again
right.
about entrepreneurship registration and all.
Hmm.
So,
I'm sure.
Vikram sir, I would like to know when you talk about taking India on international stage, when you're taking a deliberation, how do you support the people who are coming with you? You get an added advantage for them. You get them like the more focused, how India can get more focus in any international market. How do you ensure them?
See, I'd like to add over here is that Virtualsoft has been official coordinator of ACE Fair since past 7 to 8 years, and we have been taking uh, Indian company delegation over there. But then it was, I would say, the first time it was our learning also. So we learned with every visit. So we shared our experiences with other companies, how they can, uh, come together and show your stuff to other buyers and sellers across the world. And I would say they can earn extra, they can make themselves famous, they can get more works, they can get more projects. So it has been a time-based experience for us and also for the companies. So we have an advantage that okay, we guide the companies to uh, give them a jump start. That okay, they can proceed in this particular manner to ensure their visit is been fruitful.
Right from, for example, uh, what appliances work there, what, how to, like even your electric, how to use the electric connection, which is very different there. So these small things which will be otherwise a cost to you. So from India, they go prepared about the
Hmm.
food. If everybody, if somebody is vegetarian, will guide. That is what we do.
Every
It
small
will
thing,
make
every
them
small.
comfortable, especially for the new buyer. For the regular travelers, this is nothing. For the first time traveler, basically, when I went for the first time, I didn't know how fares were. I basically wasted a lot of opportunity. I'll give you an example. My meetings were already fixed. So, in the first day, evening, a person comes and says, "You didn't turn up for the meeting." I said, "Which meeting?" So, I didn't know when I reached the fair. Reached a little late, so I didn't go to the registration desk, and I just picked my card like we do in India and rushed to our stall. They also had made a file in which there were all meetings written. Where I have to go for which meeting. So I missed all meetings. That is what we want to help people not to do. So in fact, that person was kind. So then he said, "Okay, I'll come next day. Don't worry." So next day he came and he gave me business. He had already planned on giving me business.
Oh, great. So basically, when we talk about international market, you guys, being an expert, are guiding the new and the young generation and students and even startups that
Right,
how they can manage and how they can showcase their work internationally and on
right,
at the global stage.
right,
And like you said, like other platforms, Midcom, Cans, and various other platforms are giving this opportunity of being a marketplace for
right.
IP contents. I have a question from Ashish Yadav. He's also a startup, I guess. He's
Correct.
saying if we are a new startup in India, so can we get international exposure at the beginning, or how we can do it in at any medium?
Very,
Medium.
very, very good. I understand medium means later. So basically, what I recommend is getting international exposure has to happen multiple times. Right? When I went there in a sphere in 2007, I was very fresh and I made mistakes. Slowly, the number of mistakes reduced, number of friends increased. Like every year when I go there, I meet this gentleman from CNN. It took him say, 8 years to fall in love with my character. So you understand, you get the point. Sooner or later, they're going to fall in love with your character and your passion. He understood that this person is not going to give up. So he made me a very lucrative offer. So now you get the point how it works. You have to develop relationships as well. People should believe that you are not somebody, some startup who's going to give up soon. So going there often, meeting people often, developing connect with them, and of course your personal skills also come handy. How you manage with people. For example, I don't drink, right? So when they are going out for a drink, what do I do? Right in the evening. So what I used to do was I will contribute whatever the end total is there. I will contribute out of it. That's it. So I'm able to sit through that drinking session and talk to people, make connect. So you have to learn how to network. It takes time. And you develop friendships, and these friendships are what lead to work. Work is not something like you go out in a marketplace, put the money and buy something. That doesn't happen. You have to understand what they're looking for, be very sensitive to why they are looking for that. For example, a Japanese company used to tell me, if you have got anything with animals, any animation with animals, I would like to buy. Another Japanese person used to tell me, if you've got any silent animations, I want to buy them without voiceover. So everybody has typical requirements. So don't get saddened by that. But best is to, uh, if you really click with that person, you tell him that fine, give me 6 months, I'll give you a silent version of this. Things like that. So a Mexican says, I want personal tramp movies or sports movies where a person works hard and wins. So we need that, and we are happy with the Indian content. That's not an issue, right? So either you can come back, contact people who have made such kind of movies, and be the link for them. And the other way is, if you want to make, fine, go ahead, make your own. You can even be a connect between people. It works many ways. Yeah,
I have a comment from Bala Bhima Kulkarni here. She's
yeah.
saying, Guri, good information and presentation, and it's
Oh,
information.
thank you.
So I think we all are learning here. We all are your students, and you are here for us. So,
Yeah.
so do you think research is important in any before going to any market,
Okay.
or your unique idea or your creativity is enough?
Okay. Nice question. Basically, whenever you go to a market, that is research. Because 4 days I am living with animators from world over or game designer, whatever, world over. I am intently listening to each one of them. That is my research. I am looking at everything around me, all the ways they can make characters, they make characters. So we look at all characters there, their interests. Of course, whatever we have taken, whatever IP we have made and taken, we look at their reactions to those IPs also, and we take their suggestions. That is research. Research is not something we do on paper or on the internet. Research is always well done if it is live with real people. So, for example, if the stall next to you is like, for example, this was this gentleman from Ireland. He says, "I want to make a doc. I make documentaries. I sell documentaries. Can you help me make documentaries in India?" I said, "What content?" He said, "Okay, anything about Gandhi." So I said, "What? How do you approach? Because there are hundreds of them about Gandhi." He said, "If you can find me somebody from Gandhi's family who's still living, I would like to interview him." So I said, go to Sabarmati. It's very easy. So I guided him. I am not gaining any money. But of course, when he comes to India, he'll connect with me and he will stay connected. So sometimes you're helping out people with their content and they will help out when you need them. Right? So that's how it works. All the research works that way. So that is my research that if documentaries are also saleable material. Right?
Okay, so in research is equally important, and when you're going to
Yeah.
market, that is research in itself.
Right. And even board games, you will find a lot of board games they are selling there. So you can look at those board games, you can compare with your board games, which ones are better, how do you improve your board game, and you can take your board games also there.
Okay. So even board games have been popular with our students and from younger generation. Even when you're a kid, you start with the board games.
Mhm.
We start with the Ludo. When we talk about Ludo, you everybody goes to their childhood and they remember playing it with the family. And during this social distancing and this COVID situation, I have realized how easy it is to play Ludo with your family, which is staying in the other country.
Right.
So
Okay.
that is the technology that has bring us all together in just in a different situation. So, Vikram sir, I would like to know if you are a content owner, you have an IP and you own it. Is there a bidding also that is done for the IPs when they become popular or something? Do people bid also to buy your product, buy your IP?
Bidding is more on the character level.
Oh, okay.
See, typically, suppose if we have an IP and say Chota Bheem videos that we have made, so they will just give a quote that we want to show it and say Turkey, right? So they will give a quote. If it suits us, we'll say yes. If we feel that Turkey can fetch a better price, we'll wait. So
Yes,
there's
the
not
keyword here
exactly
is
bidding.
appealing, which Mr. Vineet
Hmm.
is not underlining. I'd like to make it bold. If it is appealing, everybody will rush after it. Fine. So there will be number of people asking you that, okay, kindly give it to me, kindly give it to me, kindly give it to me. So this is kind of a bidding that will start if your product is such strong.
Okay.
So Indian culture specifically has so many characters. For example, Little Krishna, Chota Bheem. I would say they have been unique, totally Indian productions. So they have been a very big hit in other countries, like other countries' characters like Shin Chan is hit in India. Our characters are equally hit over there.
Yes, I know. I have seen African Afro people enjoying Krishna, little Krishna. I've seen that when during even I've seen during the Janmashtami when Indians are celebrating Janmashtami, Afro kids are equally getting dressed with the more pankha.
Right.
Like a little Krishna. They cherish it that much. I've been to few countries in Africa and I've seen that happening. Like in Indian temple, Afro kiddos wearing a dhoti and wearing that more pankha mukut and cherishing the feeling of becoming a little Krishna.
Right. I'll like to put in a word here that when we say okay, like India had 64 lakh gods, do you realize that we are talking of 64 lakh characters that were designed by Indians? Nobody in the world has still designed that. India was way ahead in character design. When we call gods, they were designing characters all over. So the world has never caught up, but Indians have fallen behind because we are always trying right now. Like one of the questions here that were we able to protect something? Were we able to not protect something? More than protection, did we do something new? That is the core here. We have to make things as per the world's demand now and forget about what we lost. Right? If we have to win the world market, we have to do it again. Everything has to be done again every time. We
Exactly.
cannot, yeah, we cannot just play our past. That doesn't pay.
I hope Vikas Singh ji got his
I
answer.
hope.
So,
And
say,
anything to later on also connect with me and ask, I am very happy.
so
There's Hajot Kaur also, she's asked something.
okay. So we have Harjot Kaur is also asking about risk in global business. But when we talk about business,
Right.
there is a risk always. But how do you
Always.
elaborate on risk and opportunities? They go hand in hand.
That's what I was wanting to say because global business is done to reduce the risk. It reduces the risk. It doesn't increase the risk because you were only making films or games for India, and now you're able to sell it abroad. So you're actually reducing the risk, not increasing it.
Okay.
I'm really waiting for that day when something like what PUBG did for Korea or what Gangnam did for Korea world over, and even now Parasite has done for Korea. Korea has done in all three mediums. India is still waiting for one medium to crack. So let us stop looking at risk. Let us go global. Let us make efforts that our work goes global. Somewhere down the line, we will be happy. Someone will hit the market, and the entire world notices. When Parasite hits it, the entire world notices all the Korean films. Then they're asking, similarly, after Gangnam, K-pop became very popular. So today, BTS is also one of the top-rated bands in the world. Nobody understands anything what they are saying. It's fine. That's fine. If you sing in Korean, fine. So our songs will become popular if one song hits the world based on their chords, based on the rhythm. People are not wondering about the words. If you remember the song Macarena,
Yeah.
I still don't know what they said. Though, and that's also two old people, two old men, bald men like me. So they were singing a song and it's a hit world over. So we have
I'll give
sometimes,
the reverse example. I mean, the Punjabi
right.
songs are hit all over the world, isn't it?
I have
People dance across the world on the beats,
Hmm.
just
Punjabi beats.
yesterday I just yesterday I have seen a video. Somebody put it on their status because I used to stay in the other countries. So
Hmm.
African woman has posted it on her status. This is the Punjabi Afro. The the Afro guy is singing a Guru Randhawa song in their way, in their tone, and he's mixing up with the Swahili, the language over there.
Swahili.
It was wonderful.
Right. Yeah, a lot of Punjabi songs are making inroads world over. But yes, an appropriate global hit is still far away for Indians.
So,
Something that Avara did at that time, it was a global hit. Those kind of things.
right. So let's
It
know a little more
did.
about how whenever you go to any international market, how is the feeling? Like when if you would like to show it to your viewers that what is the
Mhm.
feeling that they can expect when they're traveling to an international market and going to talk or do business about their IP, how do they see the international market from your eyes?
Mhm. One very important thing when somebody travels abroad is to pick the culture and very keenly observe how that country strikes business, and then you are able to approach them. So first, look at their ways they work, their how they react to things. Because, for example, in India, we always foreigners have commented, Indians have also commented that this is also yes, whereas in internationally this is no. So if you don't know this, that this is also yes, you will think the person is saying no. You have to observe their mannerisms, connect with them. That takes a little time. That's why, like I always say, that it gives you immense exposure and it opens up your mind because when you're looking at Indian content all the time, you feel this is the limit. This is what I have to do. So when you look at international content, sometimes you say, okay, it's so simple content. This can also be made, right? So a lot of possibilities open up. Cultural things also, you realize how the studios their work, what kind of employees, number of employees they have, the commitment they have, everything you come to know by discussing with them, by talking with them.
And this culture exchange
Mhm.
like you're talking about, जब हम culture exchange करते हैं, like sir is saying he's Punjabi and I'm talking about Afros and you're talking about Koreans and Ireland, other countries. When we talk about the cultures of different countries amalgamating and getting giving us a good, I'll say, a fruit salad, a mixed of country salad, and
Yeah.
that comes out with a different flavor altogether. And I think that is the creativity that we can find when we are looking at market abroad.
Mhm.
So again, with this, I it's still on my mind when we talk about getting things patent and
Mhm.
getting things protected, and how insecure, like you have clearly mentioned that it is not insecure till the time we are making it public, or
Right.
but still if
And,
somebody
and
want
going just and going to a B2B market doesn't make it public in that sense.
okay,
Getting just 10, 20 buyers, that doesn't mean it has gone public. Nobody, no professional company has got time to imagine what you were thinking and create that content. They will never want to do that. It is much more difficult for them. It is much more legally complicated for big companies to get into. In fact, if you mail something to Disney, they will return it. They don't want to take a look at it. They don't want to get into any legal from that tomorrow somebody turns and says you copied Disney copied my content. So they don't even look at unsolicited work. That is how
okay.
big companies work.
So my question was, when I am giving anything to internet, taking it to international market. I
Right.
have a buyer. The buyer took my IP, right?
Right.
Now the buyer would like to keep it with them, and there is some legal documentation that happens between a buyer and seller,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
that is
Bikram,
important.
yeah, Bikram has been working on some
Yes,
dues and stuff also, so he can comment a lot more on that part, on how licensing happened. It is not sales, it is licensing of content. So it is based on territory, on medium, and so many things. Yeah, Bikram, please go ahead.
No, I was actually going to mention the same thing. And of course, licensing is there, and official documentation is always there, so that you can protect your rights and you know where exactly it is going and what are they are going to do with this. So definitely, this is one part. I would say paperwork is always there.
So, for example, if the paperwork
Okay.
says that this content is for OTT, you cannot release it on TV in your country. And
Okay.
it is also specific country. Like if
And
Turkey has
yes,
taken it, then it remains in Turkey, or Iran has taken it, remains in Iran. So you can still sell it to Iraq and other countries.
Oh, the same character can be sold to other countries.
Yeah. So that is
multiple.
what we want to say, that 180 times or 200 times, depending on the number of countries you believe in, 200 times you can sell the content.
Yes,
That is why just remaining in India doesn't even make sense. Even if suppose somebody gives you $500 for your character and 100 countries people are willing to give it. So 500 becomes $50,000,
Yeah.
right? So the when you sell to other countries, the costing can be much cheaper. Like typically, you can say a Tom and Jerry episode may they will pay just 100. I think Pakistan used to pay $200 per episode, but then you have to buy say 1,000 episodes. So it is now much more money, right? Because I used to talk to the Pakistani delegation, understand from them how much they were buying for, and so on, and why. For example, they had stopped buying Indian content in those days. I'm not sure about now. So they had started buying from Turkey. I said, why? Because Indian-Pakistan relations are not good. They said, no, the money is better. The Turkey are offering content at 50%. Indians are making it pricey. That's only thing. The money only works. Never about relations between countries. You have to
The,
understand, go there and understand the market and the pricing also. What pricing works.
so we have discussed
yes, and
about
there
the
are so many
security.
global markets.
Yes. Sorry, I've missed it, sir.
There are so many global markets out there, but then Asphere is the best point to start with to understand and have a peep into the how the global markets work. So this
In
is
fact,
the best place to start with.
yeah, in fact, two, three major Indian markets also started by going there and picking up their exhibitors from them. Like Indiewood from
Correct.
Hyderabad, they participated there, and now in Indiewood, every year there are Korean uh, sellers. Similarly, global content from Ramesh Mir also did the same, and his fair always has the Global Content Bazaar, which is a wonderful fair coming up, and I'm sure it will be successful. Have also picked a lot of Korean exhibitors from there. So anybody who's gone there
That's
has,
in Mumbai.
has tried to benefit from that marketplace.
Yes,
So there are
that,
many ways you can, yeah, do it.
yes. So, what we have learned today is there are lot of opportunities in the international market when we take our IP abroad. So, before we end this session, because it's already 75 minutes, so before we end it, I would like to know, sir, how many countries and how many sellers and buyers you have seen in such international marketplaces?
Okay. How many countries means basically in this fair about 30 to 40 different countries get represented every year. Sometimes it has gone up to 50 also.
Okay.
And the number of buyers, again, it is displayed was on the first sheet of Kion, which is about 410, I think he said about the last year. So the figures
Correct.
vary from year to year. China had been a very stable participant in their fair. So China does a lot of business in Korea. Of course, they have got age-old relations. But when North Korea was creating trouble with China, uh, when North Korea got
With South
close
Korea.
to China, then South Korea was much more open to Indians. Unfortunately, Indians have not made use of that opportunity because so the Korean sellers were not present for 2 years. Because that window is still open. North Korea is still close to China, so only one can be closer to China. So Koreans are very happy looking at Indian
Hmm.
and Indian content. Some of the Indian content has made inroads. Like for example, ABCD, the movie, the dance movie was very, very popular in Korea. So similar Indian content can also go there. I think even Ludo can go there if they try. Or Rummy Circle. The Koreans are
Yes.
not very much inclined to board games or the card games, but it's worth a try.
Yeah,
So
right.
Indians have to just go ahead and try.
Okay, great learnings, and it has been a great session with, of course, Kion Young sir, Vineet sir, and Bikramjit sir. And we can continue talking for another 2 hours, but
Right. So this won't end.
we have to put a bar on time.
Right.
So before we end this session, I'll take the last suggestions from both of you. As a student or as a fresher, after seeing this lockdown, the COVID situation, how do you think I can come out of it and start earning or make a mark in international market?
Okay. Like coming out of COVID situation in what sense? Like because
Like
we have discussed about making an
things
international mark already, right? So
like
COVID doesn't change that. We have to believe in our IP. We have to come out and we have to participate and connect with international buyers. That's the only way to make mark internationally. And I think it is slightly easier, my belief, easier to make mark internationally than try to make mark in India. Sometimes people believe the reverse, that if I'm not successful in India, I can't be successful abroad. See, if your content was a little unique, then it may be a flop in India because Indians don't like very realistic content. Whereas internationally, that content will be liked. For example, if somebody just goes to Himachal, makes 10, 20 tourism movies, documentaries, and that is content. Go to Korea or some other place, whichever place you want, sell those documentaries to be shown on their TV. For them, that Himachal content will be unique. For Indians, it will be boring. No, so hundreds of it. So what is new? So you get the point. Or maybe the tradesman, craftsman of India, if you make 10 different or 20 different documentaries about different craftsmen, that is content to sell. And that is so simple to make.
I really didn't know that, sir.
Mhm.
I didn't know that even my documentaries, that documentaries made by students on these crafts and
Yeah,
cultures can be a content for
yeah. In fact, it will be very prime content because for a foreigner to come and do it is very costly. So we should always think about what material about India, especially about documentaries, what is the live material about India everybody would want to see. For example, if you make material on street food, fine, have 10, 20 films and go, or make on food or recipes of India, whatever. So a lot of content is sellable across.
Okay, I'm sorry if I'm mistaking here, but I used to think these are only for YouTube channels.
No, no, everything is a sellable content.
Oh wow, that's a good
OTT
information.
as well as on
So,
TV.
so your photography
Yeah,
skills can help you reach the international market as well.
right, right.
Even putting any documentary on YouTube is also a content. I would say it could be discovered by some other person across the world, and it says they are okay. I want this kind of work, and can you give me more related to the same video?
So
It could
that
be a content. It could be an opportunity.
so it means that is also a market where we are displaying our content and we can have a buyers.
Mhm.
Yes, of course. Why not?
Only thing is reaching out to possible
But
buyers on YouTube will be very difficult because YouTube every day lakhs of videos get uploaded. So getting discovered is like becoming a heroine through YouTube videos. It is very difficult. You will have to approach the producers if you
of
really
course.
are very keen at it.
Right. So the practical market is better, I must say.
Yeah,
If you actually want to do business. If
right.
you're doing it for fun, then YouTube is good.
Yeah. So if you want to do it for fun and then you feel that maybe I get earning, then fine, YouTube.
Okay, great. So another international level of business we can get from the normal things we do in
Yeah.
life, from the the culture we have. And India is actually a country rich in culture. So I
Right.
think our users are, of course, going to do something creative. So you can show us your creativity. Don't worry, we are not going to copy it. It will remain with you. And you can showcase your creativity to us. So you can email us at vidyadaan@mescindia.org. You can showcase your work. You can showcase your creativity. You can tell us about how your ideas, as even Media and Entertainment Skills Council is supporting the incubation, is supporting the startups, as we are now an incubation center as
Oh,
well
wow.
for startups. And it
That's
was
good.
launched during the virtual Vidyadaan Carnival. And yes, so anybody has whoever has an idea can contact us and we can support in your business. So with this, I would like to inform you about the upcoming session, like different segments of media and entertainment. Today we had IP, and on Friday we have a session with Miss Kiran Kaur. She's a playback singer, a very versatile personality, and the owner of a mesmerizing voice. She is going to be with us for the lovely session at 5 o'clock on Friday. And yes, we will have a lot of learning with her journey as well, because she started her journey at the age of 6. So, from a 6-year-old child to a mature playback singer, and how singing, which is again in the nerves of Indians, can give you a, a rise to success. That will be discussed in the session on Friday. And today I would like to
I,
take your leave
I'll give
and
a
thank
I'll give a
Vineet
thumbs
Raj.
up to I'll give a thumbs up to Kiranjit Kaur. She has been on the skill campus as well,
Oh, wow,
and
great.
she's
And
a
I'll
wonderful singer.
definitely mention this to
Yeah,
her.
and best of luck
So,
for the session. Very good.
yes, and seems like Vineet sir is also excited to watch her session.
Right. Sure.
And Vikram sir, thank you so much for your time and being here on the Vidyadaan platform with all of us. Thank you. Take care, and all of you guys stay home till the time it's important to go out. Stay safe. Safety is much more important, and everything is coming online. Even the international market is online nowadays, so you can do business from
Right.
home. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on Friday. And yes, next week we'll have a session with Shirhan Singh. Shirhan Singh, the famous actor on Indian television. And yes, we have motivational sessions on photography lined up. I'll keep on informing, and we'll give you updates on Friday. We'll see you on Friday. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.